You asked, and now we're gonna answer. Ever since we put out the Ghidorah POV and the Mothra POV, and if you guys haven't seen it, those are up right now, you guys have been asking for a Godzilla 2019 POV. I didn't exactly plan on doing one, but you guys voted, and Godzilla 2019 is here. So, without further ado, here is story format, a theory as to what Godzilla might have been thinking during the events shortly leading up to and during the Godzilla King of the Monsters movie. Oh, sweet rest. At least that's what I thought, you know, after I took care of those stupid pests and the squints and everything was fine. Yeah, it was for quite some time, but no, it couldn't stay that way, because guess what happened next? Oh yes, this story's gonna get really interesting. You're gonna enjoy this. So I'm circling the globe, you know, putting people in their places. A lot of people owed me, they didn't pay me back, so understandably I had to go around breaking a few massive kneecaps, if you know what I mean. Not gonna say it wasn't fun, because it always is, but this is where things get even worse. So I meet up with one of my clients under the sea, and I hear them say mid-kneecap smash, "Yeah, you just wait till Monster Zero gets you." I'm like, who the hell are you talking about? Guys, like, words on the water that another monster's gonna come and take your alpha position from you cause you ain't doing shit. This made me mad and I smashed his kneecaps anyway. Not like that means a lot because he actually lives in the ocean, but still. This got me worried, and so I was like, listen, the only one who's really challenged me that was ever a threat was that big golden three-headed noodle neck thing. So, of course, I went over to the area to see if everything was cool. And would you know, there was a lot of activity going on. Not with him, but with the squints. And I'm wondering to myself, you know, back at that time, why would the squints all be congregating around that area? Nothing was happening. So, after patrolling the area for a while, I went away from that frozen realm because something else drew my attention, and it was a sweet song of another monster. People have been saying that there's someone else pretending to be the alpha, using my voice, and of course, this made me very confused. Didn't take me long to realize that there was something fishy going on, and it wasn't my food under the ocean, nor was it in between a human female's crotch. After I traveled around most of the globe, I decided to go back and stake out near the cold realm where that demon was lying dormant. On my way there, I saw one of those big things that the humans usually swim in and pretend that they can swim and breathe underwater. It looked very familiar, and I've fought and taken down many of these things before. Something about seeing these items in my area, in my home, got me really upset. So I asked them if they had anything to do with what was going on. It's either you guys are afraid of that monster waking up, or you're trying to wake it up. There was no answer, and I had the very uncomfortable feeling like they were challenging me. So I reminded them by lighting up my spikes just who the ruler and the king of the underground and under the sea really was. Even with my intimidation, they still stared me down. Who the hell do you think you are? I could sink their little undersea ship very easily, and I wonder if they knew that. I was able to see one right at the front, right at the tip of the front of that ship, and he was just staring at me. How rude. I gave him a nice little scare by making them all think that I was going to eat off the front of their ship. After that, I went on my way because I honestly had better things to take care of, and I just wanted them to stay the hell out of my way, to be honest. I guess I'm really popular because no matter where I went, the humans followed, and they followed me all the way back to the cold realm where I waited. Because I knew something was getting ready to go down. I could feel that something was getting ready to go down. And the closer I got to that little area, to that little outpost where I knew the demon was, is the more I got nervous. Because after many centuries, I could finally hear the voice or voices of that demon. It was awake. I don't know how, because last time I checked, the ice wasn't melting around this area. So I feel like something or someone let it loose. But that was the least of my problems. So of course, I had to protect my status. I floated to the surface, and as quickly as I could, I went ashore and quickly let that three-headed Nimrod know who was king and that he should bow to me. I knew he wasn't going to bow to me, but you know, it was worth trying anyway. This thing, Ghidorah, is very hard to get rid of. He stretched out his wings and roared right back at me. This pissed me off, because now he knows he's just stepping on my toes. It wasn't his time to rule, he knows who the real king is, but he's trying to be smart. Long and short of this whole initial and long-awaited interaction is that I fought him, momentarily fell down, almost broke my hip, and then he got away. Imagine my surprise, right? But it doesn't end there. As he flew away, other creatures started to wake up, and I didn't tell them to wake up. Something else was telling them to wake up. I was starting to feel very anxious. I knew that if I didn't take care of the problem as fast as possible, things were going to get bad real fast. I had to take some of the secret passageways to get to where Ghidorah was going. I could sense the air pressure pretty well, knowing where he is at all times. So I mapped out his trajectory and just utilized the tunnels that would lead me along that path the fastest. Things weren't so smooth, however. As I arrived at another junction, I was stopped dead in my tracks. "Excuse me, can you move?" I said to the supposed gatekeeper, who made himself the gatekeeper for some unknown reason to me. "You better move before I make you move." I tried to give him enough warning. "You're so foolish, Gojira. You can't make me move any more than I can make you into a mouse." "Look, Sonny, I know that this is funny to you, but this is actually really serious." "No, most of the kaiju have been abusing their access through the secret passageways, and I must put a stop to it." "Must you now?" With a gentle flicker of my tail, I eased up closer into his personal space. "I don't have time for this, Sonny. There's something that is now loose that I need to take care of, so unless you're gonna go up there and lend a hand and take care of it with me, you need to get the out of my way." The atmosphere was tense for a good 5 minutes. I honestly prepared myself to fight. I wasn't so sure I could actually take Sonny at the moment because he knew the secret passageways a lot more than anyone else I knew of. Of course, on the shore I could take care of him, and on the surface I could, but in these tight passageways, he had the body type to maneuver a lot more than I could. Down here, he could do some serious damage, but I couldn't back down and I couldn't look weak. "If I am to give you access, I need something from you." "Oh, God, okay, what? Can you make it quick? I actually really have to go." "It's not going to matter if I don't let you pass." I seethed in frustration and vexation. "What, Sonny? What do you want me to do, huh?" I had a smile on my face, but nothing was funny at this moment, and I could feel my opportunity to take down Ghidorah slip from right out of my jaws. "My daughter." "Here we go," I said in annoyance because I knew where this was going, because we've been through this before. "I want you to do my daughter." I just gave him a flabbergasted look. "Are you serious right now? Look, I know all the ladies love some Gojira, but now is not the time. I will ride your daughter across every sea on this planet, just not right now." "Oh, that's totally understandable. You can find another passageway to go through." "I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna kill you so sweetly." There are a million reasons why I ended up in the situation where Sonny is constantly trying to get me to mate with his daughter, but I don't want to get into that right now. That's not really that important to the story. The matter is that I had a duty to perform. Yeah. And in order to perform that duty, I had to perform a duty. I rolled my eyes that were already tired from rolling so much from earlier on. "Where is she?" "Oh, this is wonderful. It'll only take a moment. At least, that's what I heard." Hi! I honestly just stared at him like I wanted to be anywhere else but there at the moment. Not long after, his daughter followed him. "What's the matter, father?" "Remember that birthday present I promised you? Well, here it is, my child." She gave me a once-over and then looked back at her father. "I didn't want him anymore." "You've got to be kidding me," I said. "Listen, enough with these shenanigans. I need to get past." "So you're saying you don't want me?" "Lady, I never wanted you in the beginning." "Well, why not?" I sighed and I tried to back up, really contemplating whether or not this was actually worth it. "Because I have better things to do with my time. There is a demon loose." "So you're saying I'm not desirable?" No, you're not. Not to me. Maybe to someone else, but you're not my type, you know?" "Not your type? Father, he's insulting me." "How dare you disrespect my daughter?" What the hell is going on right now? You have to understand how much I was losing my mind at that point. I had two options. I could either back up and take the long way around, or I could try to make a run for it and crash through both of them. Sonny had the advantage in this tight space, and his daughter, even though half his size, was even more strong than he was. I decided to try and ram my way through.
Oh no, you
What
don't.
do you think
I
you're
have
doing?
things I have to do. Let me go.
I felt them both coiling their bodies around me and constricting me. And then, oh god, I can't believe I'm telling you this, But let's just say that through me trying to avoid the toll, it was forced out of me. Yeah. I don't know if what happened to me can be considered pleasurable or just sadistic, but anyways, I made it through. In no time, I surfaced right near the area where Ghidorah was tearing apart one of the other creatures. It was Rodan. Why was Rodan fighting Ghidorah? He was probably trying to claim the Alpha Seat, thinking I was knocked out of it. With them fighting and distracted, I was able to catch up to Ghidorah quickly. Not long after Ghidorah tossed the old bird into the water, I was able to catch up to him, and right before he got away, flying off towards the sky, I grabbed onto one of his necks and pulled him back down into the ocean. By this time, you can imagine I was frickin' enraged. My assault was surprising to him, and it was so satisfying seeing him not be able to get his bearings as I tried to pull him deep into the ocean. I had no idea what I was going to do with him, but I figured I could start by pulling off all of his heads. I aimed for the stupidest one. At some moments, it felt like he was trying to drown me. I was just laughing like, what are you doing, dude? Seriously. I was overjoyed because I was actually winning this fight, and I actually succeeded in pulling off one of his heads. Alright, time to get the others. So, can you imagine my surprise? And looking back at it now makes me so enraged. But imagine my surprise when I'm in the middle of winning a battle against him. The humans drop a bomb on us. Oh, and yes, I knew it was them. I knew it was them because there was nothing else that could do what that did, and their little plane was flying overhead moments before it happened. I was actually shocked and very humbled because this almost took my life. It's one of the only times when I've experienced the fear of actually feeling my heart giving out. I started sinking to the bottom, and I knew I had to make my way to my home. I don't know what happened to Ghidorah, but judging from the fact he was still moving before that thing hit, I knew he wasn't dead. I knew he survived that ordeal, but there was nothing I could do at the time. So I used the last bit of my strength I could to take myself home, back to the temple. And for a while, when I lay there, I felt like there was no hope. I felt like I was gonna die. I almost did die. The only thing I could do at that moment was to take a rest, and just hope that I could generate enough energy sometime soon to take out Ghidorah. I kept hearing a voice calling out to me from somewhere far away but yet someplace close. And as I came to, I realized how familiar that voice was. It was someone waking me up. It was the bug. It was Mothra. I could always count on that old girl. But it sucked because she was up there and I was down here and the bitch couldn't swim. Shoulda got here sooner. It didn't matter, but her lilting voice was annoying the hell out of me. I guess she was telling me to stay awake constantly. Like, fat chance of that happening. I mean, for me to heal and get better, I actually do have to sleep unless you can teleport down here to heal me. I don't see how that's gonna happen. No matter what I was able to say or do or not do, that dumb insect just wouldn't give up. Don't worry, my story doesn't end there. I only realized I fell asleep when I woke up and saw something standing before me. A little creature that looked like one of the squints. Hey, brother, what are you doing down here? I guess we're dying together today. Why was he down there alone? That's the only thought that was running through my head. And then he walked up to me and just stood there. I looked at him, waiting for something to happen. I mean, maybe this was some kind of spirit guide or a manifestation of near-death experience. It just didn't seem very natural that one of these... it's one of the ghosts from the things that used to live down here. But they never used to wear whatever he's encased in. I rolled with it, and then I started to hear the thing talk.
Big monster, you must get up. You must save your seat as king, or else... I don't know, I'm gonna help you, okay?
Whatever you say, little dude, knock yourself out. I felt him touch my nose, and I guess he was trying to give me some healing power, but I didn't feel anything. Like, it didn't work. So I accepted that this was part of my death experience, and I just let whatever happened happen. I basked in the radiation all around me, which clearly wasn't enough to heal me fast enough to recover. I then felt the power of a massive sun fart, and everything melted around me. After the noise let up, and the debris stopped falling, I felt myself floating towards the light. I looked around me and looked at my body. I was still in one piece, and as far as I could tell, I was still alive. And why did I feel so good? I could hear Mothra's annoying singing, and it was a tune of relief and joy. I looked down towards my tail, and my entire body was glowing. I was alive. I don't know what happened. but I thank the little spirit guide dude. I powered through the surface of the water, and I felt like the ultimate god, even better than I did before. Whatever happened brought me back, but I didn't forget what my mission was. I looked down before me and saw what seemed like the same ship I saw earlier, the underwater squint ship. And I found it kind of interesting and coincidental that these little squints happened to be in the same area. Maybe they had something to do with the energy surge, maybe they didn't, but I had the feeling they had something to do with making me feel better. Alright, little dudes, I said with confidence. I don't care if you want to follow me around, just stay the hell out of my way and pull your insignificant weight. To the enemy, my little slaves. Mothra gave me the lowdown as to what happened. Apparently old Ghidorah proceeded to wake up all the other kaiju. Well, a lot of them, but not most of them. Now a whole bunch of them were solidifying their stomping grounds and doing Ghidorah's bidding. He's been telling them I was not the worthy alpha and that I've done nothing but turn this planet into shit. The planet was already shit. I had nothing to do with that. And I'm of the mind to let nature do its thing. Besides, the byproduct of these creatures who are supposedly turning the planet to shit is increased radiation, the stuff that we eat. I was actually upset because I feel like he just messed up my whole plan. What's my whole plan? Look, I wasn't actively doing anything, but that's the point. You don't really need to know that. And it didn't matter because my only mission and my only purpose at that moment was to take him down before he ruined everything. He tried to appeal to me, basically claiming that we were on the same side and that I was the villain. Look, maybe I am, maybe I'm not. The difference is, I don't give a damn. And if I'm the alpha, and this world belongs to me, and it belonged to my family long before he got here, well, I guess that kind of means I'm at full leisure to do whatever the hell I want to do with it. If I want to turn it to gold, I turn it to gold. If I want to turn it to shit, I turn it to shat. You don't roll up in another man's house and start tearing down his curtains and tell him you prefer blinds. What? Oh, how do I know what those are? Listen, we don't ask those questions. It's not important to the story. Moving on. I had a clear path from the pressure in the sky as to where he was. Not to mention I could hear him like he was right beside me. Living in the ocean requires me and other marine animals to have acute senses of smell and hearing. With the air being so moist, Ghidorah makes himself really easy to track. It seems to take forever to get to him, but the closer I got was the more my blood boiled. Mothra and an army of squints were right behind me, and I felt kind of cool leading the charge, to be honest. Not that the squints were gonna be of much help, but they had come a far way with their little technology. They can be very annoying, which can be a worthy distraction for any enemy. I walked on shore feeling more beefed up than ever, and I didn't hesitate to make my presence known. I don't know what Ghidorah was doing on the ground, but this was good for me. He released his roar, which honestly sounds like a cat's meow to me, and this just incited me to charge after him. It's like he didn't get it, like this was my home. He could just leave whenever he wants to. And even if he couldn't, what part of it not being his home did he not understand? I can never understand it. That just pissed me off. One thing that made me even more angry was seeing that he had all three of his heads again. I charged after him and our battle begun. I was surprised at how weak he was, or maybe I was just a lot stronger than I remember. My sudden energy surge really helped, but there was something else I felt from deep within me. My need for revenge just kept growing with every attack the three-headed bozo laid on me, and I on him. He held me down and I unleashed my atomic breath, bathing him in blue. While I had him steady, Mothra came down and pasted his nasty necks to a wall. I crashed into him and prepared to tear his heads off as I intended before. Before Mothra could come in for a second attack to make him stay where he was, the Firebird Rodan took her down. Idiots. I was gonna be happy wiping this fungus from off my planet, but my thoughts of victory were premature, because Ghidorah pulled a fast one on me and lifted me up into the air. Now, I gotta say, there are very few times when I felt my asshole go all the way up to my mouth only to fall back down through itself, and that was one of those times. I felt like I wanted to blow chunks as I realized that Ghidorah had let me go. As I fell down, I hit the floor with all the force of my weight. When I fell down to the surface, all the air that was in me got knocked out of me. The three-headed demon stood over me, and I knew I wasn't going to be able to get up in time to counter his attack. I felt like some bones in my body were broken. I mean, maybe they weren't, but it sure felt like that. I mean, I felt like my asshole had bones and they were broken. I felt Mothra suddenly on my body, and I heard her whisper to me to hang on and to make things right. Of course I was going to make things right. I didn't need her to tell me that. She extended her wings and she looked pretty beat up from her fight with Rodan. I waited for her to do something spectacular, and in some deep anticipation, like the mid-plot to a movie, I watched as she headed straight for Ghidorah, so she could get deep-fried by him. What the hell was that plan? I saw her bits and pieces waft through the air like a manifestation of her failure or commercial for Febreze. I shook my head, and then I felt something go up my nose and into my gills. I started choking on what was now a very hot sensation growing within my body. I felt intense pain as Ghidorah wrapped his body around me and began to squeeze me with all his might. Between the pain of being squeezed, bitten, electrocuted, and burned up from the inside, I think you can understand that I started to lose all sense of myself. At first I even thought that maybe I was Ghidorah. That's how f***ed up I was. Suddenly, Ghidorah let go, and all the pressure ceased. It took me a while to take a breath. When I could finally concentrate on breathing, I heard a musical sound, the sound that the others were telling me about. It was a sound that wasn't really saying anything, but was saying everything at the same time. It was an amalgamation of my voice and that of others. It was a powerful cry, and I realized that was what was drawing Ghidorah away. I don't know why, it was just artificial and quite demonic if you ask me. Could it be a spirit kaiju or some sort of demon? Could it be Mothra in her ghost form, or just an invisible creature? One thing's for sure, I knew it gave its life for me because after Ghidorah chased it and released its electronic boom, I didn't hear it anymore. By this time, my rage was through the roof, and I stood up feeling the anger of all my ancestors boiling from within me. I vaguely remember seeing everything melt around me. You took my home. I saw you kill so much of my family. You had the nerve to try and overstep me, to rule me, bitch. Ghidorah, at that point, tried to reason with me, but I wasn't hearing reason. I don't even know why he bothered. I remember the threat that he posed so long ago, but he still poses as long as he's alive. I cannot forget the graphic image of him taking one of the female of my kind, and with two of his heads grabbing each of her supple little legs, tearing her, oh god, and using his middle head to, no, this is why he has to die. This is why he had to die. No more. I released all of my energy from within me in a massive outpour. In deep satisfaction, I watched as Ghidorah was being melted away as my hellfire bathed him. Whatever Mothra did to me gave me this influx of power, and I'm not gonna lie, I enjoyed it. Wow, what a fireasm. Debris, metal, and pieces of everything fell down all around us after my explosion. I was holding on to one of his heads, the last one that was standing after I blew away the others like dust. I grabbed it and it was still moving. I had to make sure no part of him was alive. Since he can grow back pieces, it would be very dangerous to leave him to regenerate. So with great delight, I used the last of all the energy I had inside me and sprayed out a powerful steam of atomic energy. Then this is the best part. I watched as all the kaiju that had followed him came to me and bowed down before me. I've never seen this happen before. Usually they just run and hide and like stick their fat heads under the earth, but now they're like coming up to me like the freaking Lion King and bowing before me, dude. That was freaking awesome.
Wait. I'm sorry, I have to interrupt.
What?
You expect me to believe any of this is true?
Look, I don't give a damn what you believe, but that's what happened, alright?
I think this is just some sort of sick fantasy that you have. Like, you go away and you try to make yourself look like you're important, so you come back and you tell these stories.
Yeah, like we're supposed to believe you. Godzilla, don't be ridiculous. You think I give a damn what you bitches think? Look, we were only trying to pass through the secret passageway to get where we're going, and you just stopped us and started telling us this freaking story.
Yeah, we didn't ask to hear your life story. Besides, I haven't seen you in so long, and then you come back and you just pretend that nothing happened.
And what's the deal with you and Mothra? You f***ing her?
What?
Ladies, ask yourself what? You know what? Go do you. I'm just gonna go.
Yeah,
God,
that's what we've been
you.
trying to
That's
say.
what we've been trying to do
I
for
feel like
a
we
long
want to
while
hear a
now.
story, you know?
Screw you.
Vete a la mierda.
Yeah. Ir a la de mierda
Bye,
yourself.
Godzilla.
With your bulbous ass, scaly-eyed, stinky tuna carcass smelling self.
Godzilla.
You're so stupid. Oh god, I hate women. I hate them so much. I like him, but not when they talk. So how about my daughter? Sonny, if you don't get off my god, he's so stupid. Like, he expects us to just believe everything he says. Like, he comes back and all of a sudden he's some kind of freaking superhero. I know, right? He's so stupid. We are not that gullible. Please. He's massive and in action. His atomic breath keeps smashing. Gojira, the man of fame. Even Rodan's gotta meet before him, man. Three-headed Ghidorah tasted flame. That's because he didn't even check his shame. Godzilla the MVP. Only because he used Mothra's nuclear flame. Oh yeah, loser. He didn't even realize how stupid he made himself sound as he knows. Now, if you're gonna tell a story, don't tell us that you only live because a moth saved your life. I know, how embarrassing. The bitch is talking about me again. And if we are, what are you gonna do about it? Get Mothra to sprinkle her dust on us? Yes, make us afraid, Godzilla. Tell us, show us how powerful you are with your moth dust. Yeah, I'll show you how powerful I am, but ain't no moth dust I'm gonna be using. Yeah, huh? Keep laughing. Oh my god, you know we need people like you to make us laugh every day. Shut up and let me listen to the motherfucking outro music. I earned this shit. Yeah, okay, sure. Hey Godzilla. What? How's your ass? Ay, Dios mío. Assholes.